Today I've chosen to highlight some records in my collection by solo artists. Because a lot of this music isn't quite garage rock or psychedelic, these have sort of fallen through the cracks, but they're certainly worth taking a look at, so let's look at them. This is David Bowie's second album, The Man Who Sold the World, from 1970 on the Mercury label. As you can see, this American pressing has a different cover than the British pressing, which features a picture of David in what I guess could be called a dress. So this is the cartoon cover here. Here's Ian Whitcomb's You Turn Me On. The album is named after his big hit, You Turn Me on the Tower label. This is the first solo album by Cale from the Velvet Underground. As you can see, this is a radio station copy. It has the little sticker there. Desertshore by another ex-Velvet Undergrounder, Nico. This is her third album, and it's on the Reprise label. Here's also a third album from Cat Stevens, Mona Bone Jakon is the name of it, and it's on A&M. It's his first album after his tuberculosis, and once he started to take more of a folk rock approach. Speaking of folk rock, here's Richie Havens. This is Stonehenge on the Stormy Forest label. This is Screaming Lord Sutch, or Lord Sutch. It's called Lord Sutch and Heavy Friends, including, as you can see, a couple folks from Jimi Hendrix Experience and what would be Led Zeppelin. Here's Song Cycle by Van Dyke Parks on Warner Brothers. The story behind this album is that it cost something like $30,000 to record, which was an astronomical sum at the time, and they lost, Warner Brothers supposedly lost quite a bit of money on it, and actually offered a refund. Anybody who was unsatisfied with the album could send in a request, and Warner Brothers would supposedly refund their money. Sort of interesting. Here's Carole King's first solo album. It's called Writer. This was after she played with the group City, who had an album of their own on the Ode label. Here's Harry Nilsson's first album, Pandemonium Shadow Show, on RCA Victor. Features a cover of She's Leaving Home from Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Second album from Tim Buckley on Elektra Records, Goodbye and Hello. Here's another sort of folk thing here, Al Stewart. This is his second album, Love Chronicles. As you can see, it's the American pressing. I assume this was sort of a cutout. You can see the corners cut there. More folk, Phil Ochs, Pleasures of the Harbor is the album. It's on A&M Records. Claudine Longet. This is Andy Williams' wife. She was on his show quite a bit in the 60s. Colors is the name of the album on A&M. And finally, Terry Reid. This is his, I believe it's his first album. It's just self-titled. Terry was almost a member of Led Zeppelin, but then that fell through. So he recorded several albums on the Epic label. So, there's some solo artist albums from my collection.